showing some pride here too, man.
That's true.
Very important.
Another important thing, when you have an invoker, it can really help to test those runes. First couple water runes. PJ gonna start off a fight here in the bump. Ignite, slapping on 2 people. Feels
value.
Good. Always feels. Chasing a little bit, limit deaths of the.
And he's just gonna do Timber Saw things. There's no other reason to
Radiant's courier has been
DJ
killed.
for he kept that cheese taunt again, but DJ, you know, doing his best, trying to just push them off here. For the rest of tri lane over.
Be pretty important. Like we said, faces voids damage could be a big issue here, so it really helps if he's able to, right? And because Death Prophet has such high as a safe laner and up against a not that as a whole, unless he separated in a lot of right click. With that said though, if you're worried about a tri lane, I think Saw is usually to build up stacks pretty quick, almost level 3 already, which is experience. Once he gets that level 2 in reactive armor, his life's gonna be just double the stacks and a lot more armor.
It's a very tanky boy lane too. They're very brawly. They don't really care if they're getting attacked, especially the Timber. The only hero that really enjoys that tri lane even more would be an Elder Titan that can put the extra body. Sven has to be a little bit careful. Nothing to say, blinking away on him over here.
Too bad.
Pressure on the other side of the map a little bit. Reset to 2 lanes. Bought themselves a little time, but I don't really accomplish a lot. I mean, Death's sitting 9 last hits and 8 and 4, so maybe they get a couple. It's a little bit of tricky now. Could affect them later because Jing doesn't have a team, so maybe that's gonna limit. For now, game way deep.
Wax over here, why? Good hero here, be able to trade back and forth. Brain sound. He's stagnant though.
He was able to get Orb of Venom. This is actually really helping him out against me. He's got a lot more armor.
Q, he might actually be the first blood. In fact, yes, he is down a go.
The old toss into tower move. Very powerful.
Classic.
Tower do it.
Sounds very lazy, like the lazy man's way to play Dota.
Yeah, like Tiny Pudge. They're like, I don't need to be strong. I just need you to stand on my tower for some reason.
Don't worry about it, dude.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Another courier going down here. Round?
Just got his magic wand. He'll be fine. Save up for a Ring of Health anyways, and it's been completely okay. I'm not worried at all if I am fearing for FNATIC, which people are, believe me. Don't do it. You don't need to do it anymore, guys, I promise. We know.
More!
Refilling bottle in the mid lane here. Really happy. There it is.
Yeah, alright.
We know he's
It's always nice when you have a water boy, though, to bring you a full bottle. But mid lane fairly even here between Gwen and Nothing to Say, 18 and 5 over on the Queen of Pain, 18 and Invoker. Again, Invoker, one of those heroes that most likely not going to rotate unless he gets a good opportunity. The Queen of Pain probably, you know, will see the opportunity. Maybe someone's trying to dive under tower, or they're going to try to push their luck in another lane. Because they need to make space here for the space void.
They do, but most importantly, it's like one of those things where when your prone is up, you want to get a kill with it if possible, and hopefully it doesn't take you a lot of time to like group, run to your support, pop a smoke, run somewhere, get a chronosphere. You want to get these like little pickup kills that even if it's like a 5 or a 4, they still accelerate you a decent amount while still keeping your farm before you can. But if they just keep putting Timber in the same lane as him, he's not going to get that same opportunity, and that's why they rotated lanes mostly. Faith Beyond in the lane. Timber, Faith Beyond can offset any harass he takes with the Spirit Siphon, and now it's going to carry versus carry on the top lane, and instantly they teleport Death up there. They're like, lane swap, baby! Don't let him get any lane that he can get a kill in, basically. Swap him around and make things perfect for this lane matchup.
Not here. Bullied constantly. Death, of course, having the run of the place. But still, yes, horribly. The run.
6 for the mid players here. a lot easier. Going for kills on Faces Void would be great, but again, table is pretty... So, actually finding a kill setup might be quite a while here. Tries to get as much gold as possible on levels, and quite even across the board.
And I feel like every time Twen goes anywhere near, like trying to get to these last hits or goes, he's just immediately punished by Nothing to Say. Yep. Every single time. You just see that health disappear.
Strike build very solid with the combo. It's a good way to do damage as well. It seems really clear that's why they picked Invoker. The gank comes.
Yeah, jab, Sonic Wave. He's just still a little bit alive. Even goes and pops that Fairy Fire on top of it.
I cannot believe he's...
But look at DJ. Look at DJ. He's like, come on. Come on. He drops the ward on top of that too. The Ghost themselves, they know that he's hiding in the screen line because he's not showing anywhere else. Oh, that was very close.
I guess it's just a level 2 time.
Haste! Radiant structures.
So they're going back in. They have a haste over on Twen. They ignite. Jazz, they're teleporting and they want to try to protect him. And then comes the bait and they turn around. Jazz not looking too good. Jazz is going to fall. Nothing to say now. Trying to run, trying to make his swing. And eventually does go down.
Sounds stupid.
Now
Okay.
DJ forced to run, but looks like they're not going to chase after him. They will take his courier instead. That is, of course, you know, all the protection that he has saved up his hard-earned pennies for.
It took some doing, but they're able to get him. If they didn't have the haste on Quas, there's like, he's not able to get off the map to go where he wants to go. And Death is just getting the absolute free farm that he wants, so I'd say this is looking like a great Timber Saw game.
Dire's top tower
It's looking
is
a bit
under
problematic, honestly, the fact that they haven't had to deal with him. And as I say this, though, they go for the Chronosphere, they go for the Exorcism, Sunstrike as well, but he's so tanky. In fact, they turn it right back around, they get the kill on
Dire's
Ame.
top tower is
Death
under attack.
running now, trying to outrun these ghostly ladies. He's got the Timber Chain, but no, there's a Shinku nearby. It's, oh my gosh, he went and got neutral.
Oh my
The
god.
neutral creep got it.
Yo, Death, great gank on the
Dire's
safe.
Underrated
Really-
off-lane player, dude.
Really great gank there. That's insane for game momentum. That was Chronosphere used, and he gets the kill because Jabs rotated
Dire's
perfectly
bottom
there.
tower is under
What
attack.
an absolute amazing. So big for FNATIC. And Exorcism. Forgot about that one, guys.
The EXO, Faithian moving away.
They would have liked that kill, but it's okay. They don't all work out. He's a little closer and Tiny to toss him back, but still incredible for FNATIC. Only downside is that Death did die. A little.
But I believe he did exactly what he needed to do in that fight. Like
God, yes.
100%. He
Oh,
absorbed
yeah.
so much.
Time, damage, and everything. So now the supports are laning off top lane like lead levels so I can play the game. Exciting for them, of course.
Feels bad.
Void spent a little time jumping, but he's going to pick up the chip best, which is really great for him. Awesome way to accelerate if you don't have an AoE skill, and Faces Void is one of those heroes that lacks
Look
on
at
farming.
look at no matter where he goes, Death is following him. That sounds like I'm making up a proverb or something like that, but they have the whole gang spot. Sonic Wave, Death goes in, gets the kill on Ame. And Faithian now having to be a bit careful here. He's being dove underneath his own tower. The Chakram comes out. They're trying to burst down the switch here. Although, Death perhaps went a little bit too far. Nothing to say. Getting some clicks out, but the Luna's here. They're going to go back in. That's a kill for Chuen. Nothing to say needs to be very careful because I told you, if we looked at the scrap purge, they were aggressive. And boy, are they playing it aggressively.
Yeah, they just looking at the map and they're like, well, we know where Faces Void is. Bane's farming the safe lane. He's in the tri-camp, obviously. Death just walks there, even if they do run at him. He's still quite tanky. He doesn't have a hood yet, surprisingly, but he still feels really comfortable to make these moves.
Radiant's
Void like
bottom
that. He's
tower
level
is under
6.
attack.
Team just strolled over and they put the pressure and get that big kill.
Debs is being quite cheeky here. Look at these level differences over on the side of FNATIC versus PSG.
Blessings upon a
Getting
loyal
kills helps a
warrior.
lot.
Getting kills does.
Death.
I mean, with
Walk to the lane again. Faces Void's top. He's like, all right, heading over, guys. Be
my
right
best friend, the Faceless Void. How you doing, buddy?
There's that replay there. A little damage being dealt. Sonic Wave. They pick up the courier as well. Then that gives them to now dive for Faith Beyond. Excellent.
Sure, he has had absolutely enough with this Timber Saw, but they do rotate Faithian, go wide, they go for the Exorcism, they're like, get this guy off of me. I love Shinku, this is 4 heroes up here. Jabs with a nice avalanche, slows them down,
please
just
kill
enough
him.
death. He's
Don't let
running,
him get
there's
out.
gonna be the Sunstrike,
No.
he can't get him. Can they get there faster? No, he's got the 17 up. He is an escape artist. Death is going to survive.
Radiant's
No
top tower.
way.
After they rotated 4 heroes, burned the EXO.
Ankle's broken. That was 4 broken ankles, guys. I can't believe he's lived again. That time I was like, there's no way he lives. There's no way. They're definitely going to get him this time. Doesn't have a hood. It's got lots of regen, lots of levels, 4 points in reactive armor, and that was enough.
No hood still, again.
Yeah. Just doesn't need it. Most Timber Saws just buy that right away, get all these tanky items, but Death is just his quick items. He wants the different.
FNATIC on the aggressive again. They want to try to get nothing to say. They did land a nice silence, which bought a little bit more time. Jabs, though, perhaps going a bit too deep, so he is forced to try to juke. Nope, the Crypt Swarm at the last second from PSG.LGD will ensure his death.
A lot of Sunstrikes that are not quite landing perfectly. They're just in their mind right now, and that's gotta hurt. When you miss the first couple, you start to lose confidence. You're thinking like, oh man, they're always one step ahead of me. Can't get past these mind games. It'll be a lot harder for Nothing to Say to accelerate in levels. It's a big deal. It's delayed ags. But that said, he's got a Midas. He's the most farmed person on his team right now. So he's just got to keep this up till they can get the ags. The game is not over at all for LGD.
They are losing real estate, though, and that is something that they have to be hyper aware of. Really pushing into their side of the jungle, making sure that they're just trying to take as much space away as possible. Phew. Trying to clear this creep wave, but does have to be careful here. Death would love to add another notch onto this belt that he's got going on. Chasing him down. Casually, Twin says, oh, what are we doing? Let me help. That's another kill for Death.
Under attack.
Living up to his name, dude.
Yeah, his Yules is just about completed. He needs to buy a Void Stone here. And that'll be great against potentially faces Void if he Chronos. He could use it on himself if he's in control.
If he gets silenced.
If he gets silenced, he could also Yules a Bane if Bane's gripping someone. Timber chain in, Yules that guy. There's a lot of good things he can do with this item. And clearly he's not needing the hood too badly. And look at this, he's not even letting him get close to this tower. He can just be so aggressive.
He is respecting it, though. He's backing off a little bit. Or actually, he's just luring in Faith Beyond here. Background Spirit, nice homework. A bottom lane, they went for the Chrono Spear. They do manage to take down Jabs. Nightmare over onto Twin.
That's the only kill they're getting. I think LGD is absolutely not the network. 3K gold advantage for FNATIC. The constant pressure on the top lane. They just, again, they have damage problems. Their damage is Exorcism and Sunstrike and Void if Void is farmed. Void's not farmed. The
He's trying. Ame's trying really hard, but everywhere he goes, there's just a Timber Saw. Hello.
And the Sunstrikes are hard to land outside Chronosphere. They don't have cheap, easy disables. It's like Winter's Curse, they have a bunch of slows, and they have grip. So it's like, anytime they want to pressure Death, there's just, it's not super easy to do with the heroes they have. This Bane plus Winter Wyvern combo, it just feels a little bit limited.
Say, walk into Twin and Jabs, toss over. Let's take a little bit of a nap here, this tiny Sonic Wave coming out. Nothing to say, it's just absolutely blown up. And oh, look, it's our good friend Death as Y just gets cut down. They're not even done. There's not a lot of mana left on Twin. He's looking at Faith Beyond like, hey, only allow, you know, incoming team chat.
Not a bad idea. You gotta meet here.
Warfare. Absolute warfare. Yeah, sometimes I have to mute you. Nah, dude, I'm kidding.
Faces Void dreaming of a Maelstrom here. Got him queued up. He's got 1,000 gold in the bank, but he's got a ways to go. The only salvation is this Tip Vest, one of the neutral items that accelerates you in an AoE sense here. A lot of self-teleport scroll as well. That's the other thing. You run at him, you make him leave. It's like he's got to spend 100 gold every time.
I was about to say, I want to know how much gold he's had to spend on being able to just move around the map. Why? Throwing out the Nightmare here on Death.
Will this be his time?
No. He's still going too. He's like, ha, come back here. Looks like they're going to try to go for a D-ward at the very least. That silence getting tossed out over onto Death. He's got the Yules to be able to just remove it. And he's just still going. He still wants a kill. He wants why. He saw why in the first place. Being script won't hold him in the play. Looks like they're finally going to be able to get that kill that they've wanted for so long. But
honestly, still feels good.
That's an Exo burn. They're not taking on their side of the map. They're not taking any objectives.
Exactly.
That's huge.
Death got them to use, they got him to use Exorcism near their tier 2 tower on their side of the map. Like, by the time he gets to the tier 1 tower, it's over, and now they just get another kill.
And now Faith Beyond is thinking, oh dear God, I need to get out of here as fast as possible. DJ's here. All right, there it is. There's a Chronosphere, but where are you going to get all that damage? Throwing in. There's a Sunstreak. All right, Twin will fall. silence, but they're still running after them. They don't want to give any quarter, although DJ's sitting very low. They're going to be able to find themselves a kill. Raven, though, looking very healthy, and Ame is looking very dead right now. Faith Beyond trying to hide in the corner. They have the Yules. This is not going to end well for you, sir. The high five coming out from Jets. Yet again, it's a double kill for Raven. And another voice line from Jets.
It was a good pressure.
Get out of there, white homie. What are you doing? What are you doing? Dabs with the blink, the toss back. Like I got you a little present for when you wake up, Death. Just goes right on through the yo-yo of death. Does, of course, have the brain sap, so it looks like he's going to be all right there, but I'm sure he was a little like, oh no. At least I was.
Yeah, and this is the important thing to do. He's forcing LGD to react to him constantly, and once in a while they get a kill on him, but they burned Fiend's Grip, they used Exorcism, and if Ame was able to survive in that fight, it would have been okay, if not good for them, but tough for him that he ends up getting cleaned up on the back line. Still struggling on levels, but he's at level 11 now, so it's a lot better. Being there for the Timber kill was huge. It jumps their levels a lot. It gives them more tools to work with. So a little, maybe the net worth is about even, but the level catch-up was good.
Now, FNATIC, they need to keep up this pressure because, like we said, take a look at the net worth for the Invoker. He's still sitting very pretty. You get a Chronosphere, you get the Cataclysm, it goes late enough. It looks very tidy. It's very difficult to deal with. So it looks like FNATIC, though, they've got their eyes on the prize. They're thinking, all right, we're very powerful right now. We've got some good items. We've got the BKB on Luna. Let's get an Aegis.
That's the way to do it, and even still, it's scary for PSGLGD to cross the map. You know, anytime death can come, do 300 pure damage to them, and they're going to have to react to that. Because you don't know if somebody else is going to jump out and kill you. Don't worry about Quas and some of the other.
We got the Ags online, though. This is the moment now for PSGLGD. They don't have the Chronosphere up just yet. Look at Jabs.
Though.
Jabs knows. He has just been trailing Faceless Void this entire time, blinking forward, hoping he can get his hands on them just a little bit too short. It's very lucky for them. Faith Beyond will spot out DJ over on the side.
Ooh, we got one new tool though. Winter Wyvern, Jin Q on has picked up his Orchid, so this will give him the ability to get some kills. You can't necessarily just win it for somebody by themselves right now because it doesn't last as long, but if they're picked up together, you can amplify all the damage you do to that one guy. It gives him another way to deal with Timber Saw. Obviously, he can still use it off, but now they have multiple silences, force him to use it, they get the or Quap jumps in aggressively, Orchid her, pick up that kill. They've got some options now, but still, there's a BKB and an Aegis on Raven. Raven traditionally does not make very many mistakes as a carry player. He has always been extremely talented, great stats at every TI he participates in, so good luck finding and punishing them.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And it all comes down to
Radiant structures
Q in a very good position until they cut down all of his trees, of course. Trying to find that optimal Winter's Curse or anyone that's just being a little bit too aggressive. Hide a bit over to the side of the Exorcism. Does get used in the mid lane. Not enough to take down the tower though, and they have plenty of burst damage. Fabian trying to stay alive, just not looking like he's gonna be able to do it. Oh, he has the Yules. Can they finish off the tower in time? Not looking like they will, as they will finish off Fabian. Y will just get first down. And Death continues his tirade, continues this. Oh, okay, all right, they follow it up. This is what we're waiting for. Here comes that strike. It's beautiful. Takes down Death, and it will take out that Aegis. Raven having to come right back up again, but now there's the problem, Purge. You kill them once. How do you kill them again?
Yeah, you gotta wait. Slow things down if at all possible, because 2 minutes on Chronosphere is gone. I don't know what Cataclysm is, but if there's no Chrono Cataclysm, it's not gonna kill. So the next item solutions, I guess there's not really a good way to save your allies outside of the upgraded Yules. To buy that to save somebody that's about to Cataclysm die in Chronosphere, but Glimmer Cape doesn't do it, it's all pure damage, so for now they just gotta try to slow the game down if possible. And occasional deaths on Death are still feeling good. If they're getting kills, they're crushing the map, and now
ooh, that doesn't feel good though. Fabian taking a lot of damage to the silence. He's got the Yules, he should be able to purge off the silence, but they need to get out faster, and they have too much magic damage. That save from Shinkyu not going to do enough.
Good attempt, but like they didn't even get close to the they were approaching the tri-camp, but they weren't that close. And as soon as they get bored, they jump in with the tiny, they have a toss, they have follow-ups. So they're not letting LGD even get close to like de-warding these high cliff areas. They do have one ward over here, which is helping them a bit, but apparently not enough because they don't have perfect vision. Now it's Jabs looking for Ame.
He is indeed looking for, he has been on Ame the entire time, my friend. Yeah, look at this, throws out the high five. Ame has got to be sick of seeing that.
Just great reaction there. Jab's going, not even a reaction, he's planning ahead. It's like, I see Ame on a creep wave or know about where he's going to play on the map. You show up, you get there in time, and then it is a lot easier for your core, your Queen of Pain to just show up. He TPs, he blinks over, he gets the follow-up on that kill, and now a huge kill on Ame. But with that said, it's almost time. 40 seconds left on Chronosphere, so we should be able to see another Cataclysm coming out. And the real question is, like, how many kills are you? It's just going to be one, like the last fight. They got Aegis, obviously, but we won't count that there. If you're just getting one fight or one kill per Cataclysm, but you're still getting wrecked across the map, it's not going to feel good enough. They need to get a good team fight with multiple people in Chrono, and Cataclysm needs to get a lot.
Oh dear, I believe Y is going to be disappearing very, very shortly as they cut down the trees. They silenced him, and will try to eventually just, that's a funny looking thing there. Brain stab, a couple more clicks, and death, hello? No, we're just kidding, dude. You have been an outstanding.
Yeah, just camera's at a bad angle, that's
fine. He didn't want to do it anyways, it was the BM chain.
All right, we got Nothing to Say. He's got Boots Travel finished, queuing up a BKB next, so no refresher I need. But he does need BKB to help himself stay alive. Totally makes sense why he's going for this. But with that said, the Bulbus is now maxed up on the Ogre. He's been able to afford Aether Lens to make it easier for him to land his Fire Blast from range. But mostly just by his team. He's got a Sanj, got a Plate Mail, going for Lotus Orb up next. Gonna help protect himself against Evil or Crit, but look at the smoke.
It is time. The Chronosphere is up. The Cataclysm is up. Jabs just wanders on in and breaks the smoke, and they don't know that he's there. They drop the sentry. They're a little too late. DJ looking for this opening. They're trying to back off. They're not sure if they want to go back. And look at Ame, though. So patient. Trying to find this opening. DJ is being a little cheeky over here. He's just going to try to take that outpost. Easy peasy. The silence comes off. They won't have an Ogre for this fight. So I think FNATIC is going to respect that. But again, it's an EXO on their side of the map. It's not how you want to use those.
Yeah, he was being pretty cheeky there. I was like, he's gonna take Shrine, be like, hey guys, I'm here, taking Shrine. And he almost dodged a Tornado, and it looked a little bit weak, but the fact that everybody was able to disengage while Exorcism was used completely changes everything. But the thing is, if they don't use Exorcism there, maybe they don't even kill Ogre. Like, they kind of needed to do it because, once again, their damage is not super easy to execute or low resource usage. So, one dead hero briefly back up, and now they're gonna be on the map again.
And is already on the hunt with his good friend Jabs. That's why he's just trying to buy some more time. They'll throw a tree out, they'll blink forward, they'll eventually get the main. It's gonna take them a little while, and this is a little bit of more space, right? This is more space for Ame. Gonna be able to go hit some more creeps.
I guess. He's jungling with a Maelstrom only at 20. Like,
it doesn't feel good,
he's hitting
but
creeps, but it doesn't feel amazing.
What else is he gonna hit right now, though, dude?
Well, I'm just saying, if he's hitting a creep wave, he's getting more golden experience, is all I'm saying. So
Okay,
if he's like off on the bot lane, about to pressure a tier 2 tower, kind of like how Nothing to Say is, I would be like, I'm happy for Void. But if it's Invoker getting it, you know, I prefer that net worth goes to Void, because Void's got a lot of catch up to do. Like, he's 9.3k gold or net worth, and Lu's over there 15k, very strong. Eye of Scotty's finished. That means the Death Prophet's out of the game effectively, because now you're getting 40% less lifesteal. That's like the Scotty moment is terrifying for Death Prophet when it comes. So like, now your offlaner, Faith Beyond, is a damage sword. It's not going to be able to tank nearly.
The way that they smoke up, they're like, where is Ame? You know that he's going to want to be hitting creeps. He wants to farm. He wasn't on the top part, but you see, they read it so well. They immediately go, they teleport him up to the top lane, hit the double damage in, but they're just going to push it out. And right now, it definitely feels very scary for PSG.LGD. It feels like they're not able to step out of the space hardly at all. Another smoke coming out, though. They're looking to use combination because it went very well last fight. But they need to make sure that they get enough people and the right people.
Not just an Ogre. Not
just DJ, who just happens to wander on through again. Hey, guys. You guys know that Perch is a really good Ogre in person? Definitely is. You were watching the our pre-show over on the other stream the other day.
And was that the fill hour that we did?
That was our pre-show, Perch.
Yes, very good. We basically covered everything that you'll ever need to know about TI in it. You know, until the first game played. Now it's all irrelevant. But
and then some.
Gotta play those supports in the front, break the smokes.
When finding himself faces foot bashes, but they follow Sonic Wave. He's out of here. Not the way he wants to be. Again, they found themselves death. They'll go with the Sunstrike. They should be able to get the kill on the Timber Soul this time around. But again, another EXO over on that side. DJ and Raven just slicing through. Okay, that's a really nice Winter's Curse. That's going to buy a bit more time. He's fairly tanky, though. I don't believe it's going to be quite enough to take out Chuen, as Jabs is indeed here. Maybe he can't decide, like, should I stay or should I go? Which I'm pretty sure is a song. And he decides, I need to leave.
I'm surprised that Winter's Curse didn't produce a kill. I mean, that's a Luna hitting you. That's scary stuff, but...
That's a fairly tanky Queen of Pain, too.
Yeah, she was. I think it's just that they have decent levels. She wants talent. Nothing's weird going on here. The main thing was, I guess, that Luna's neutral item isn't damage base. She went Scotty, which is like an okay damage item, not incredible. And Luna traditionally just does a lot of AoE as well, so just kind of worked out nicely. She also didn't have Bloodlust on her at the time, otherwise it would have been for sure.
Yeah,
so a little tough. Once again, Death is the only guy that dies, but he's safe. I can't help but think that he wants maybe a Lotus Orb, or not a Lotus, the Aeon Disc, maybe if you can get it to proc, that's like maybe the one way to save him, other than like somebody else Yules in it. But you know, either way, he's tanking the damage and his team kills, getting an advantage. They're waiting for second Roshan, which I'm pretty confident to say that they should be set on, especially because they're waiting on Cataclysm. Cataclysm got used, it's up at 20. So I guess they'll still have a window on LGD. When Roche comes up, they'll have one more Chrono Cataclysm fight, and if they get enough kills with it, then PSG.LGD can get back in this game. They can take a shard. Or if FNATIC goes crazy trying to take Sneak Roche and LGD gets their time, that's up. It could be really good for them, but as time goes on, FNATIC is slowly compounding their advantage more and more and more. Void is still pretty far behind. He's got the items of like a 20-minute Faces Void, and it's at 27 minutes. It's been a tough game for Ame.
He's hanging in there, nothing to say, of course, just trying to find any sort of farm on the map, pushing out these lanes. And he's done a fairly good job of just being able to keep their space open, I guess is a good way to put it,
yeah,
right?
For sure.
But FNATIC is definitely very, incredibly aggressive. Oh, we get another smoke coming out from the side of PSG.LGD. For that opening. Is a Death over top? I don't know if that's necessarily who they want. They'd rather that they were together. And look at the way they're playing. They're putting these very tanky boys up in front. Silence immediately comes out with that Lotus. Going for the Exorcism. The rest of the team, though, still waiting patiently. They're hoping they find something else inside of it. There's a Chronosphere coming out. There's going to be some of those meatballs, the Cataclysm. Is this going to be enough? No, Chuan's still alive and kicking his death over on the back line, just making absolute mayhem, chasing after these supports. Get thrown up into the air. They've got the snow on the ground. Okay, there it is, Winter's Curse, but that is not the person you want. You wanted to turn that back. A Ratchet Q, no! And they'll turn right back in again. Lucent Beam will collect.
Ame had to make a choice there, and they didn't have vision, actually. On that cliff, he jumped up, he lands a Chrono, and it's just the Queen, unfortunately. And he gets pushed back by the Sonic Wave, too. It just ended up producing not a great team fight. Even if they killed Quap there, I don't think they win that fight, unfortunately. But they broke the smokes. DJ gets some Ignites off. That makes things a little bit easier. And ultimately, everyone stays alive for the fight. So FNATIC should be able to get this agent without any trouble at all. And they get a free shard. Shard's probably going to Luna now. Picks up the Satanic as well, going for the battle build. He wants to just be able to stay alive. And this is also another smart item. It's only giving him 55 damage. It's mostly tank and survivable ability, and that's really all he needs here. He does not want to be high damage. He doesn't necessarily want a Daedalus. He wants to make sure that if he gets cursed with somebody, that person is going to live if they have a moderate amount of health and their full HP.
Got the shard picked up on Luna now as well from the Roshan. That loose throws out the glaives. More damage going to be dumped on the Swiss, but like you said, it is controlled damage. It is damage that unless Raven goes and decides to use it, it's not going to affect during the Winter's Curse. And look at this, Ame just gets walked up here by Jabs. You've got a support who's just like, I don't care. Literally been chasing him around the map, wanting the high five.
The thing to do, honestly. He's been doing it from the start of the game. Basically, he walks up. It's kind of what Death has been doing. You look at the guy that's weaker than you, and is unfortunately in a position where he can't do anything if you play aggressive like that. You walk up, you harass them, zone them, and you're happy.
Nothing to say. There are many people that are slowly coming over here. Death. Actually, we'll just ping it out, but very speedy. Walks into Jabs. BKB comes out. He's going to have to teleport away. He cannot stay here. That is not how you want to use it.
It's not. That was his 8-second beat. It's getting a little lower. Not the best. But either way, he's got to go play on that side of the map. Because he is the most survivable. The reason for Ame is because there's such a long period of time where he had BKB and escape tools. Ame did not. doesn't want to have to blow Kronos. So that's what they had to do, push out those side lanes, and
Dire's
eventually you're
bottom
getting punished
tower
after
is
you.
under attack.
It's a high ground.
Here comes the high ground. Shinky in position though. They're looking like they want to just get rid of this Wyvern. They don't want to have to, there's no Winter's Curse that they have to worry about at all. No buyback up here on Wyvern. 40-something seconds. Several Lotus Orcs being thrown out. Fabian trying to run away. Death just keeps putting on that pressure. The Exorcism does get caught. They go for that Kronos here, followed up with the Sun Strike. The blow up Death. But you still have a Luna over here. You do have someone who's going perhaps a little bit too far. Dad's going to pay for his sins here for going in, but a couple more clicks coming out. Got the Exo, nothing to say. We'll just slowly get chipped down. And Fabian, he's trying everything he can. He's got all the ghosts, but look at that multicast. Oh dear. Raven just doing things that a Luna does in this mid-game. Hitting the building, forcing them back.
They just can't approach at all. DJ did a cool move there during the chrono. He actually walked up and tanked one of the Sun Strikes that was going to hit the Luna to split the damage in half, just to keep Raven's HP a little bit higher. So these like little min-max things that they did.
Very powerful. He's got his teammates to go and tank all of this damage. He just does not care. He gets silenced. Okay, Big G is going to Lotus on him. Oh, and pops it plus with this.
That was a mirror shield. Yeah, the Lincoln's and a Lotus. That's a mirror shield.
That's pretty much it.
And he's got armor here.
Here, there it is. There's Winter's Curse. Again, it's the wrong target though. These guys, they don't do enough.
Oh no!
It's too early! It's too early! That's a huge mistake. The Aegis though does get popped. We're coming right back up again. Shin Q, he will pull Raven's back up. He's got the BKB. He's getting team skips. The rest of the team, what are they going to do? What can they possibly do? The buyback coming out after Wyvern is trying to find any sort of an opening, and they get their sense off. All right, BKB popped over onto Ame. He's trying to force him out of his base. He does not like that there, but he gets stunned up. Couple of Abby's not going to be able to run away this time around. Silence over onto this Timbersaw. Raven, though, he pops out Satanic. He gets Chrono Speared by Ame. They're going to be able to follow up with the Cataclysm, with the meatballs. It's enough. They take down the Luna. Death running for his life now. The tables have turned. LGD, they're just going after them, taking them down one by one. DJ, he's been a sassy boy this entire time, but they've had enough. Where's your high five now, dude?
All right, they finally win a team fight. It looked so bad after that Cataclysm came out. If Winter's Curse is active, nobody there takes damage except for the primary guy from Winter Wyvern. So those Sun Strikes hit just a moment too early, and as a result, it looked really bad. But the crucial mistake was when jumping in and getting killed a little out of position. The tower wasn't dead. FNATIC was flexing their strength clearly, but him dying was too much. Because once he's down, the burst damage is gone. FNATIC wasn't able to prevent LGD from chasing them down and scoring those kills.
What a fight. Honestly, what a fight. You cannot, at this level, when you are a team at TI10, you cannot make these mistakes.
Can't. But on the bright side, a little opening from their opponent, some good punishment, and they were able to get Queen of Pain. The BKB had already been used on her, so she ends up destroyed. She's queuing up a Satanic now. She might have been silenced. I do remember seeing silence when she was dying. I don't know if she had blink or not is what I'm saying. Maybe she could have blinked out or something.
I mean, that is, it's both a curse and a blessing, right? When you have a very aggressive team, a very aggressive draft, and maybe sometimes you're feeling yourself a little bit too much. Yeah. You're like, man, there's no way that we could possibly.
Yeah, we're winning. They wasted their Cataclysm. It didn't. Their Chronosphere is down. We can certainly fight, but you know they don't have any defensive items actually. I mean, they just have some Yule Scepters. DJ did purchase the Fire Shield Shard, so he's been slapping that on his team. Great way to prevent the damage that Void does. But other than that, Lotus, Lincolns, they don't have a Force Staff, they don't have a Glimmer. Either of those items might have saved Queen of Pain. They're not working with it. They didn't need it until that moment.
And then they were like, man, we really needed that.
He bought it.
You got the Wind Waker.
And that's why Tiny didn't have a Force Staff or a Glimmer. Because he's like, I know what I need to make sure Cataclysm does not guarantee kill one of my cores every fight for the rest of them. It's that item, Wind Waker.
The second Wind Waker, I think you and I have passed.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think we saw a Puck have it the other day. Raven does get revealed. Looking for the Chronosphere, manages to go grab two of the cores, but there it is, there's the Wind Waker. Buys them just enough time. Chuen, though, not going to be quite as lucky. BKB coming out, they'll be able to go and use the Winter's Curse, holding this Luna in place. As over on the other side, it's not looking great for DJ, not looking great for Jazz. Or so, they need a bit of help. There's so much damage, the fear, the exorcism, they blow up Raven, and this is looking like like a very dead death too.
They were not ready for that fight, and there was a perfect observer ward placed by LGD waiting for them to cross the river. They had perfect vision. They get the big chronosphere, and even with that Wind Waker save on Luna, Quap dies instantly, no buyback, and all of a sudden, LGD is ahead. Let's think back, guys. FNATIC's been crushing all game. Here's that replay once again. They grip the Quap to guarantee her death. Ame's DPS is actually pretty solid now. He's able to clean up DJ in the backline. Winner's Curse offsets the BKB. The Eclipse of Luna, then they Tornado. It just allowed them to separate the fight so well. And that one mistake with Quap dying mid is opened up so much for LGD.
They do not have buyback on their 2 cores right now. They're just ripping through these buildings. And I wonder if PSG, I feel like perhaps they're going to play a bit safe. But if they knew, you think they would try and put even more pressure over here? Of course.
Nah, this is the way to do it.
They're too calm and collected.
It's pretty safe. I mean, they just got a big net worth advantage. It's going to make the map positioning better for the rest of the game.
I feel like FNATIC
so
would,
happy.
though. Like, the point that they're so aggressive, the way that they play, they'll be like, ah, let's go.
And in some ways, I would argue that even if LGD knows they have buyback, it's safer to take their racks, right? Because you're less out of position. When they buy back, you can more easily escape from the enemy's base, and they don't have Chronosphere Exo anyway, so if they get caught, they're like, they really don't want to fight. So this is just a safer move. Get the gold advantage now. That was like a 15k gold swing from the advantage that FNATIC has, and now they're playing from behind without any defensive items other than the Wind Waker.
Now for Blood again, Death and Schwan looking for anyone that they could possibly find. It looks like they're going to be able to just barely teleport away. Find them this time around as they check the tree line.
Or Death Pop. Maybe going to go to Faceless Void, or love to have lower cooldown as Refresh Orb and Exort. Cataclysm.
Double damage!
Double damage now on Void. His Chronosphere is up again. Gonna walk right into death here.
He doesn't like his level so bad that he gets. He's opening with Scotty. If he jumps on the right hero, Scott pretty stuff on that healing, and now it's their turn.
It's also not bad either.
It's quite good on Winter Wyvern too. Boy,
I think Ame. I don't know. I think Ame gets this.
Increases buyback. Buyback off.
Immortality.
Oh, it's a joy to catch.
The Banax is pretty.
It is
really good. He's got BKB also, so protected it first.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
All right, 39 minutes in the game. 4 items now.
I mean, Flicker is always excellent in my opinion.
Yes, pretty solid this game as well against like Void and stuff. You can separation. Obviously, you get Chronos. Not gonna do it, but if he just chases after you like it did in the last fight, because DJ doesn't have any defensive items, he actually bought a Midas. Because now they're like, all right, we're going late, is what he's thinking. That seems a little weird to me. Okay, sure, if you have confidence that this game's gonna go on for another 20 minutes, Midas is great here. But it's like the same cost as a Force Staff. Maybe you could force yourself or an ally out.
No, dude, it's next level play. They're gonna go for a Wind Waker over on the Ogre. He's gonna get that multicast. He's just gonna Wind Waker his entire team. He's gonna win.
But if the game goes on for 10 minutes, your Midas is gonna. It's a really, it's a good hero for it. They're catching it. Maybe jabs on the right side.
No!
He scanned for 2, but it was nighttime. He just couldn't see him. Yo,
to the side of PSGLGD.
how is Void top net worth right now? What the hell happened? I just like I look away for 10 minutes and
It's Ame, dude.
it's the eggs. The eggs that he got gave him.
Give me those fantasy points, Ame. Let's
6K
go.
network. 6K network right there. He's fishing.
He is indeed fishing. Haven't
tries to
hard
toss him
committed
back.
just yet.
Taps,
Goes forward, goes backwards.
Jab says toss requires no targets. Trying to throw him so deep that he can't escape. But that said, he's got eggs, so if he's got the
refresher.
he could jump back. Yeah, he could also refresher too. So 2 refreshers now. 1 on Void, 1 on Invoker. Let's see how many die.
Death taking a lot of damage. again, just flirting back and forth, not a hard middle yet. The Exorcism will probably make the opening as they're gonna go right after Death. They do get a really nice stun off though. Right, oh my god, oh, just over like that, all of a sudden the Agent Pop is gonna come right back up again, and he's gotta find this opening. He's gotta find himself a Chronosphere. He doesn't split over here onto the Luna. There's gonna be Cataclysm coming in on. He's got a lot of damage. It's gonna be enough. It looks like it. They'll be able to take down a immediate buyback. Second Chronosphere comes out. There's just massive buybacks coming out. They're just wiping them. Everyone's buying back over on the side of FNATIC. They get a grip over on Twin. They do manage to take down Y, but the rest of PSGLGD, they're happy. They forced out 4 buybacks. Oh, and they might be getting themselves a little something extra, a little goodie bag here, because they're just gonna tip away over onto this Death Prophecy silence, and there's just so much damage. It's buying a lot of time while this is going on, but eventually, oh, this could potentially jabs.
He's got to chase, wants to prevent him from. He's got a TP ready, so all he's got to do is jump pretty far.
He's good now.
The guy's ready to teleport in there. Instead, doesn't catch him. Totally fine. Cost him a lot of buybacks for that fight, but that was refresher orbs and big ultis on the LGD side. So if FNATIC can cross the map right now and get at least a Rax, it would be more likely they're going to force a buyback. But cooldowns, maybe they will be too. We'll see what ends up.
Illusion!
Unfortunately, they weren't able to save Raven in the fight. That was the big thing. Like, when the Chronos came out, I was like, who's caught? Ogre, it's Luna. Okay, obviously you'll see Luna, but Jabs couldn't quite get the angle. I think it's like, it might have been down, or he tried to get close in time, but he got caught in the Chronosphere, didn't get the Wind Waker off, so wasn't able to protect Raven.
Feel the bloodthirstiness. Now from the side of FNATIC, they've already started crossing the river. They're trying to get into position. They need to use cooldown to their advantage.
40 seconds Chrono, 54 for wait, so they don't have a lot of time, but again, this is the downside of being behind on racks and map position. It's like, you get some advantage, you got to cross so far, and you didn't kill enough heroes, and it took a little too long to kill Death Prophet, maybe as a result. By the time you get there, she's 30 seconds away, and yeah, they don't even have to buy back on LG. But FNATIC does have great map position. They got some wards down, but now that the spells are almost up,
The LGD now, they're feeling confident, they're feeling aggressive, they go for a smoke. Hiding in the trees. Much information as possible. Wraparound play. Things coming out.
ward down by Roche. That one will be used. Tornado, that'll give them information about where LGD is playing. But it's better for a FNATIC to stay over here by the tri-camp. You can cut the mid wave and the bot wave, and those are the two Raxes that they're struggling in, and to help them make sure that LGD can force LGD to play the opposite side of the map, and it's going to make it potentially easy for FNATIC to buildings. So right now, their creep wave is about to approach. They could go hit buildings mid if they feel confident where LGD is. Ame showing top right now for it. Eventually, they're going to have to go back, or they can threaten some split push in. One TP coming back. That got spotted by Nothing to Say. Yeah, everybody on.
You got to be feeling a little bit nervous. Expended 4 different buybacks. If you get caught out again, that could just very easily.
Oh yeah, it's if 2 cores die or getting in. All about the initiation, the vision, reading the map, where your opponents are putting their heroes. Are they fully together? Frankly, that doesn't even matter much. You just experience some global spells.
Look how fast John's just like, nope, 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 nope.
Yep. He
pops that haster and says like, yeah, no.
He saved his recipe though. It's about to buy it. Don't quite have one yet. Attack speed reduction gets really nice.
Silence immediately. Twin getting found again here. Needs to be careful with this tornado. A little bit off the mark.
Raven ended up selling bot and amp. The right choice. It's all about surviving.
It's all about that burst.
If that pops before the Cataclysm hits, it takes 0 damage for that 2.5 second win. Second waiting.
I'm dead.
I think if they hit at the same time though, he might just end. I'm not 100% sure. That's 2 sources of Cataclysm damage, so we'll see what happens potentially. Like if you're full, let's say you have 8 HP but you're full. Is your Aeon Disc gonna proc, or are you just gonna die? You probably die. Or maybe, that's a bad example. Maybe you have 2,000 HP but you're full, and each Cataclysm does like 1,200. Is the first one gonna proc your Aeon Disc, or do they hit the exact same time? I'm not sure. We'll find out. It could matter. But on paper, Aeon Disc is like one of the only solutions other than expensive one. Oh, and we have a new one. I'll buy one too. They just gotta stay spread out and pray that Face of Void did not get crunched for AoE, which he did not. That's good. Probably wasn't a bad idea to skip it, but like, you know, crunch for AoE when you have Cataclysm is real good.
And just picked up now for the Winter Wyvern. We're reaching that state of the game where it's all about who can outlast each other, who can survive the longest, so you can get out the damage. Moving on the Hex immediately. I think that Aeon is immediately proccing over here. So about and then have to use that Yule to buy a little bit more time as the Wind Ranger that he just picked up. There's 2 or something. He's not gonna be able to do it. The more things that comes up, no, that is a dead set. That line, Gwen trying to poke, trying to get anything. The Chronosphere does come out, though. He has the BKB, so no, that's just too much damage. Gwen will fall. Buyback now. He's the only one over on the side of FNATIC with that buyback. Exorcism has been used. Well, trying to push him up. Raven needs to be careful. The BKB follows up again, but they have the Wind Waker. They're going to wait very patiently. Sun, Hex, follow up. Is this the end? It's the end of Raven. And they've got plenty of damage on the other side here as Twen is not looking healthy. He will fall. The GG indeed gets called. PSG waiting so patiently.
That was an incredible play by LGD as a whole. They just completely came back after that one mistake, and as a result, slowly collect advantage over those late game win conditions.